guys, so today is going to be a makeup tutorial on this look right here. I had just recently gotten this blush from Clinique. It is the Cheek Pop Blush Pop in Fig Pop. So I have been looking at it and it's this red like cranberry color, and it really inspired me to just use that as an eyeshadow, and this is what I came up with. It's a perfect look for nighttime just with that gold sparkle, and it's great for the summertime because it's bronzed. I really like it and I hope that y'all do. So if y'all want to know how I got this bronzed cranberry look, then just keep watching. I went ahead and did my eyebrows, and I used the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Taupe and the Brow Stylus Plumper by Loreal in medium to dark. Then I'm going to take my Makeup Forever Smoothing Primer, and since we are doing a nighttime look, I wanted to make sure that I put a primer on so my makeup doesn't budge throughout the night. The next thing that I'm going to use is a new product from Hard Candy, and it is their Illuminator. I picked up the gold one, and I'm just going to put that right on top of my primer. This was my first time using this product, and I ended up loving it. It gave me a really nice glow to my skin. For foundation, I mixed two foundations together because the first one was a little bit too dark for me. The first one I used was Revlon Colorstay, and I am in the shade Warm Golden. The second one was Covergirl Outlast Stay Luminous, and I am in the shade Medium Beige. I recently did a first impression video on the Covergirl foundation, so go check that out. It will be linked right beside me. To blend all that out, I'm using my beloved Beauty Blender. Yes, I kissed it, and this is what happened. When using a Beauty Blender, make sure to run it under some water and get it really damp, because this way it'll pick up the leftover product so you will not get cake face. Right here, I'm just making sure that I take all of that foundation down my neck a little bit so everything blends seamlessly. Taking my Pro Longwear paint pot in Soft Ochre, I'm just going to go ahead and prime my eyelids and get them ready for eyeshadow. Excuse me while I sing Ariana Grande. Taking this ColourPop blush in Hysterical, I'm going to use my Sigma E40 brush, and I'm going to put that in my crease. I'm making sure to really blend this color out. Since it is a pink color, it kind of stands out and you don't want to have any harsh lines. Now taking a darker pink shade, this is from Cargo Cosmetics and it is called Pasadena, and I'm going to also put that in my crease, using that same brush and making sure to blend, blend, blend. Now this is a Super Shock Shadow by ColourPop in Get Lucky, and I get really excited when I use ColourPop shadows because they're crazy pigmented. I'm using my eye shading E55 Sigma brush for this. It is very precise, so I can really pack it onto my lid. Going back in with with that Sigma E40 brush and just making sure to again blend. Now taking the Nude Tude palette by the Balm, I'm going to use the color Standoffish. I realized that the gold I had put on was a little bit too gold and I wanted it to have a more bronzed look. Now I'm going to take my Clinique Cheek Pop in the color Fig Pop, and I'm going to use my Estee Lauder brush. I'm not sure the name of it, but I will try to find it and link it down below. I'm going to focus this on the outer part of my eyelid just to deepen up that color a little bit. For concealer, I'm going to use two concealers. The first one I'm using is MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and I am in the shade NW20. And the next concealer is NYX HD Concealer, and I am in the shade Beige. I'm making sure to form a triangle with my concealer because whenever you blend it out, you're going to blend it out in an upward motion so it lifts your under eyes and doesn't make them look droopy. You do not at all have to use this much product. I just like to use a lot of concealer because I like the brightening effect underneath the eyes. Again, taking that damp beauty blender will just get all of that extra product that you do not want and soak it right up. For setting that under eye concealer, I'm going to take my NYX HD finishing powder in the shade Banana, and I'm using my e.l.f. complexion brush to do that. You need to make sure that you set your concealer because you do not want it to crease over time. For eyeliner, I'm going to take my CoverGirl Perfect Point Plus in the shade Black Onyx. I'm going to focus that on the outer half of my lash line. It does not have to be perfect because most of the mascara will cover it up. I'm just making my eyelashes look a little bit thicker by doing this. I'm also tight lining with this, and I'm going to put this on my waterline. Putting that on my lower lash line and my waterline, I'm not being very neat with it. And the reason for that is because I'm going to take the smudge brush on the other end of this eyeliner and smudge it out. Now taking that same Clinique blush, I'm going to put that on my lower lash line just to smoke it out a little bit. I'm going to take that blush and I'm going to make sure that I run it up to where it meets the eyeshadow that is on my lid, just so it ties the whole look together. Now I'm going to take my Revlon lash curler, and I'm doing this because it makes your lashes longer and stand out more. For mascara, I'm going to use the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. I really love this mascara because it lengthens your lashes and makes them appear voluminous without clumping at all. Using my Loreal Pro Palette too, I'm going to use the shade Buff as my brow bone highlight. Taking that same palette, I'm going to use the shades Snow and Rose as my inner corner highlight. Taking my Sigma F40, I'm going to use my Wet n Wild contouring palette. Using the contoured shade, I'm going to sculpt out my cheekbones but not do a harsh contour. I'm taking my Bella Pierre Cosmetics Kabuki brush just to make sure that that contour is all blended out. Taking that same contour shade from the Wet n Wild palette, I'm going to use my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush for contouring my nose. This is a cool trick if you feel like you have a big nose. It makes it appear smaller than it is. I'm using that same Kabuki brush that I used earlier, and I'm just making sure that all of it is blended out and there are no harsh lines. For blush, I'm going to use the Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush by Tarte in the shade Classic, and applying that, I'm going to use my Real Techniques blush brush. Since the eyeshadow is so dramatic, I wanted to make sure that I didn't go overboard on the blush, so I chose a very natural shade. For highlight, I'm going to use ColourPop Lunch Money, and applying that, I'm using my e.l.f. blush brush. I didn't think that highlight was enough, so I went in with Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal. Now I'm taking my Kabuki brush and I'm blending out that highlight. And with the brush that I used to highlight, I'm going to take the extra product and put that on my nose, above my eyebrows, and on my Cupid's bow. For my lipstick, I started off by using Snob from MAC. I put that on and I realized it was a little bit too light for the look that I wanted, so to darken it up, I went in with Brave from MAC. The gloss that I used on top of that was NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Fortune Cookie. The last thing that I'm going to use is Smashbox Primer Water. I'm going to use this as a setting spray to just make sure that everything stays in place throughout the night. I hope that y'all enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe and like this video if you haven't already, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye guys.